Hi there, my name is Teri Smith. I'm the owner of Adorable Decor, where we make and sell wreaths and other types of home decor. I also work toward inspiring others to make their own designs through my wreath making group. And tonight I'm down here in the workshop and I'm going to be making a spring floral grapevine wreath. And this is actually the inspiration for this design. You guys, if you've watched me very long at all, you know I'm a sucker for cosmos, and especially these beautiful pink cosmos with the kind of the yellow center there. And I've got some accent flowers that we're going to use. Got these ranunculus that have kind of a lime green to them with the pink centers that are real pretty. And then I have these cone flowers that are also kind of a minty green that we might use as well. And I've already gotten started on the wreath. I've got a 14-inch wreath base. It's a grapevine. I've already cleaned it up, put a wreath hanger on, and hung the sign. And so that's how far I've gotten. So stay tuned, and we're going to make this turn into something beautiful. All right, well, like I said, I've already gone ahead. I've had this sign sitting in front of my table here for no less than 3 weeks. And I had actually used this pink polka dot ribbon for something else. And I'd had this sign for quite some time. And I just had trouble trying to find the right ribbons to match it up. And I pulled this for an Easter project, and the light bulb went off. And look how closely that matched. Almost looks like it was made for this sign here. And then I also have just a pink solid in there too. Now the sign does have the pink florals. I'm not going to be using roses. I don't know. I just don't use I love roses, don't get me wrong, but I don't use a lot of roses in my designs for some reason. I don't know why. But we're going to be using the cosmos, and depending on what we decide, I did not realize I only have one of these bushes, I think, unless I dropped it off the table. I thought I had 2 of them, but I don't know if this is going to be enough to carry us through. We'll see. I don't know. But like I said, I have the pink cosmos. I have these ranunculus. I have the cone flowers. And then I have this baby's breath as kind of a pink that will be an accent, maybe. And I'm not really sure what these things are. Let me see if there's a name on them. Seeded mini thistle spray, and I like these. They just have kind of a wispy feel to them. They have a little bit of a twig in there, and I thought these would be really nice in a wreath where if the door's moving or the wind's blowing, they'll give you a little bit of action in the breeze. And then I pulled these. I think these are like a seeded alum, if I remember. Yeah, it's wild alum bush with little pom-poms and a few little greeneries there. So I don't know what all we use, but we're going to make something beautiful. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. And my plan is, like I said, I've already gone ahead and put the sign on here. I've left this. I have no more of this ribbon, so I'm hoping that it's going to be enough. But normally I would go ahead and leave this attached to the spool, but like I do have the pink. But my plan is I'm going to put my bow here and then have some tails kind of threading through, and then intersperse the florals in between, kind of a half moon shape is my plan. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a base of greenery first, and I've already pulled several. I thought I was going to use this ficus leaf to start with, but then I put it up against the cosmos, and I really just didn't like the colorations. To me, this is a little bit more soft, and this is kind of a harsh color. I have some variegated ones that have some white on them, but I don't think that would look well either. So I changed course, and I decided I have this. I think it's either a boxwood or, yeah, it's a boxwood bush. Kind of a frosted, more soft feel to it. And then I also have this bush, which This is a Hobby Lobby bush. I buy a bunch of this every year. It's a really, what I like this because it has several textures in it. It has this like a beaded grass, and then it has the bladed grass, and then these little berries. So I don't know. Let me see here. Let me kind of try it on for size. Just going to try it on. Just like trying on your pair of jeans, you got to try it on, right? I kind of like this. I like the softness of it. We can throw in some other greenery also later, but I kind of like that as a softness, and it's going to give a lot of size here, I think, too. So we'll go ahead and we put a few sprigs of these in. It has been awful trying to do lives. You know, they want us to go live, but yet they're not doing anything to help us. This bush, this is the first time I've used this bush, and it has a lot of sprigs on it. There's only 2 main stem, but look at all these. We can piece all of these off, and that's what I'm going to do. Did you guys all have a good week? Anybody make anything fun? I've been trying to get caught up on Easter and moving on to some summer things. I made something really, really special for our group that will be released on Monday. The tutorial will be released on Monday. Everybody that's in the group out there. I know Nancy's there. There's Teresa. Hey, Fran, how are you? And Michelle. Yeah, I'm so excited. I can't really keep it a secret, but I got to. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks in the workings. I've been waiting on supplies to come in. All right, these stems are pretty thin, so I'm going to put 2 of them together with my steel pick machine. And you don't have to use a steel pick. If you want to, if you need to use a wooden pick, you can do that. I don't ever recommend getting a steel pick machine unless you do a lot of florals, because they're kind of pricey. You can spend your money better on something else, and I just broke that one. It's cold in Rhode Island. Yeah, it was kind of cool here today too, Nancy. There's Anna. I'm just putting these 2 together. We're just going to probably put, probably 4 or 6. I might need to cut some more, just to kind of make a backdrop and establish the perimeter of the design. Oops, I still got some left on here. Actually, I'm going to leave these last 2 here, and we'll just use this as our pick. All right, so, all right, we'll get these 2 together, and then we'll get going. Hey, Rosemary, how are you? And there's Dan. I'm glad you guys could all join in. I had to change the time. I had so many things going on this afternoon. I could not make it at 1 o'clock, which is our normal time on Fridays. All right, I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to kind of give these all kind of a twist. Try and make them look a little bit more like they're in nature. Is anybody else working on florals this week? I have to mix it up. I did a lot of florals last week, and this pick is not good at all. Did a lot of florals last week, and in the first couple of days I just did deco mesh, just change it up. I get tired of things real easy. Can't hold my attention very long. Okay, all right, I'm going to pull my glue pot just a little bit closer here. sure you guys can see. Oh, Teri painted furniture this week. That's a big undertaking. I did that last year a couple of times, and I thought that's a lot of work. Okay, I'm going to put my bow here, so this is going to be my transition point. Let me zoom in just a little bit here. This is going to be my transition point, so I'm going to come off of it and make this motion. I could have made it, I guess I could have put it right down here too, but I've already got my plan, so that's what we're going to do. And again, I'm just making a kind of a perimeter, so to speak, just an outline of what I want to do with the wreath. I'll kind of give me a guide what to do with the florals. Get in there. I think that was that pick that I didn't do very good. Yeah, it sure is. I'm gonna have to trim this off. I've got a piece that's jagged and sticking out here, and it's not letting me go in, put that stem in the wreath. I was telling everybody last week, I got my table raised up so that my back doesn't bother me from standing here all day, and I'm not quite tall enough to get the strength to get my my steel pick machine working. All right, so I put that one toward the outside. I'm going to come here to the inside now for a little bit. Put a couple right there. A little bit more forward. All right, and I'm going to put some moss over that. Kind of boogered that one up. I don't want all that glue to be showing. It's easier just to go ahead and take care of it now than waiting till later. Actually, I should have put some over there too. I feel kind of scattered tonight for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because I'm off my game because I'm not at the right time. Okay. All right, now we'll continue down. No, the paint and furniture, I tell you, I didn't realize how much work was in it until, you know, once you start, you got to kind of keep on going. And, I mean, there's all the sanding and then trying to make sure that you got it good and smooth, and then trying to cover over it. Oh, my gosh. In between all the little nooks and crannies. Terrible. Needless to say, my furniture painting didn't last very long. Just going to try and set this up here, so I don't have to keep on reaching in front of you guys. Oh my gosh, Kathy says it's 80 there. Wow, that sounds fabulous. We're supposed to, I think, get up close to 60 this weekend sometime, but probably 60 and rain is probably what's going to happen. All right, put just a few more pieces here. I want to kind of swing it around this way. So I'm going to have to cut a couple more pieces. I hope I have enough of this. Might have to get another bush. Karen says she's happy with 40 degrees in Michigan. I know what you mean exactly. I know after we had that really bad week with the, below zero and all the snow, it was in the I think it was 29, and I went outside and it felt warm compared to, well, not warm, but a lot better than it had been. I came in and I checked the thermometer and it was 29 degrees. I was like, you're crazy. Hey, Joanne, how are you? Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, I've had this sign for, I'm pretty sure I got it last year. Dang it, I'm not. I'm gonna have to get me a box so I can stand on this to get my steel pick machine to work right. That or lower my table back down. Okay, I think this will be the last one. Now maybe we might bring one more right in this area. Now look, this is a 14-inch grapevine. Look how big that wreath's going to be. You can really extend the size of your wreath just by varying what you do with the florals and the greenery. All right, let's put one right up here. I don't want it terribly lopsided. There we go. Okay, all right, next thing I want to do, I want to go ahead and put my bow. And like I said, I already made it. This is all I have of this green ribbon. I would have liked to have more, but we're going to have to work with what we got, right? And I made the bow. I've got 4 loops of each color and 2 on each side, and then I wanted the long flowy tails. And we'll figure out what we're going to do with those. I'm going to put it right here at my transition point to the inside of the wreath, not the outside. Just going to take that pipe cleaner and run it right straight through the grapevine. In there. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to tighten it down now. And I don't ever advise running the pipe cleaner all the way around the grapevine, because that's going to tighten up your vines, and you're not going to be able to tell, or you're not going to be able to get your stems in. So I just stick it right straight through. All right, now we'll start spreading out our color here with our ribbon. So glad to finally find a use for this ribbon. I've had that for a while too, but it's like I picked it up for that design for Easter the other day. I was like, oh my gosh, I got that sign I've been struggling with, trying to find something to go with it. And I had it all along. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and trim some of this off here, this pink. Like I said, my thinking was I wanted to have some nice tails going up this way. And maybe doing something like that. Guess I don't have any more brown pipe cleaners right here. I'm going to use a black one instead, I guess. I'm just going to pinch it right here. And I want to make sure that I've got it plenty loose. I don't want it tight at all. I want it nice and flowy. Run it right back there. So did anybody make one of those magnolia wreaths we made last weekend? Magnolia wreath or the peony wreath? I ended up doing some changes on the peony wreath that we did. I don't know, I just wasn't real crazy about it when I made it. But I made some changes on it. Now I'm much happier with it. Okay. You guys ever do that? Make something and the whole time you're thinking, I don't like this. That's the way I was. I'm not going to cut those just yet. I'm going to wait on that. All right, now this one, I'm going to bring this, the opposite. I'm going to bring it over here, kind of behind. About right like that. Oh, Priscilla's wanting to know, what size box do I need for an 18-inch work frame that probably turned into 27-inch? Ooh. Well, it depends on what you made it from. You know, a lot of times like this, I could stick this in a smaller box and it's going to spring right back up. Some things I don't want to be crushed at all, but probably, I mean, my feeling is it might fit in a 24-inch, but it just depends on what you use to make it. Get in there. Sometimes you just got to hold your tongue the right way. All right. Just going to twist this around the grapevine over on this side now. Actually, let me look at that. I might get this too much. I want the drape to be pretty similar. Hang on, let me look at this again. Now that I look at it, I thought it might be a little bit. Let's go up just a little bit more. Sorry. Maybe I can just slide it up just a bit. Yeah, about right there. I just didn't want them. I don't have to make them just the exact size, but I didn't want it to be a huge difference either. All right, we'll pull that through. All right, now, and I on purpose am putting the pink toward the inside. I don't want that polka dot on top of this. We'll spread that out just a little bit. All right, now, I do want to put more tails over here, but right now I'm going to wait and I'm going to get some florals in and then we'll make a decision how long that I can get by over here stealing. Because like I said, this is all that green polka dot ribbon I've got. And I'm hoping I can get by with some short tails over here. But we'll see. I have plenty of the pink ribbon. All right, everybody doing okay? Oh yeah, Zuli's talking about shipping to Puerto Rico. I'm sure, Zuli. I'm sure it's outrageous. I know sometimes for me, just to ship to California is crazy. All right. The stars of the show, right here. I love these things. I think these are just one of the most beautiful stems I've ever seen. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to place these. And let me see. This stem, I'm going to trim it down to pieces. See how I can put it. I don't know, this one might be too many heads on here. Let me see what we can do here. I have 3 or 4 of these stems. or sprays, I should say. Now, sometimes you can't make sense of shipping, though. The other day, I had to send something to my daughter who lives probably about 60 miles south of here. And I also, that very same day, I had to ship something over to, I think it was Virginia, if I remember right. And do you know, it cost me more to send it down 60 miles down the road than it did to over to Virginia. I thought, there's something not right there. I'm just trying to get this little nub off of here. There. All right, and I'm going to save these little, I'm trimming off these little leaves. I'm going to save those in case we need those for greenery. All right, now, this is the one I don't know if we can get by with keeping it like this. I might have to separate these out. I'm going to try not to, but so if I do, I'll probably have to pick one of them. Okay, and that one doesn't, this one's not wired, but the other two are. Let's see. Trying to separate these out because I don't like them to be just right on right on each other. There we go. All right, let's start in the fun here, guys. I'm just going to place them to start with. Get a feel for what we like here. Yeah, I'm going to have to separate these guys out. I'm just not liking the way that they're wanting to just kind of hang all together. I like it to be all kind of spaced out, a little bit more airy. We may have to pick one of them. Let me see. All right. Try that again here. I had a feeling, though, we were going to have to do that, but I was just trying to get by with it. And again, I'm not going to glue them in just yet. We're just going to place them. Trying to see if that one will pretend like it's going to be where I want it. And then this is the two that are together. I think these would be pretty draping down here toward the center. Pretty, pretty. I do not want the sign covered up, though. At least the words. I don't care so much about if the florals over here are covered up, but I don't want the words. All right, and then I want to have one nice and long out the top here. Okay, and once I get them glued in, my placement's going to be about like that. Okay, now let's work on the bottom here. All right, let's see. This one's wired, so that's exactly what I was wanting. I wanted something to, I like to kind of frame the bow. Love it. I'm loving it, you guys. All right, I'm going to get another spray here. Let's see. I don't know. Well, we might use all of it. Like I said, this is one of my favorite sprays of all time. I get it every year. I just hope they don't stop making it. You know how you find something you like and then they stop making it? They do that with clothing all the time, right? I don't know if we have any men out in there still, but you know how you finally get a bra that fits just perfect, and then they stop making it. I think they do florals the same way. And greens. So pretty. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, just a little bit out here. I got 2 more flowers, so I might as well use them both. And we'll go back and glue these in. All right, I'm going to turn this toward me now and see what we have. Oh, I feel like I need one right up here. So do I borrow from the bottom here? Yeah, I need one right up here. I like that. I think that's what we're going to do. So let me start gluing these in. That's stuck on something. Start gluing these in one at a time. It's really easy to make a really pretty wreath with really pretty flowers, right? I stuck that through the back of that wreath. I'm going to have to, let me lower it down so I can see what I'm doing here. And I stuck it right through the back there. Yeah. Hang on. I'm going to trim off this big piece here. I thought I would need it, but I don't. Let's trim that off. There we go. Thought I was going to have to get out a step stool, guys. I always try to make sure that I don't forget about the center. I love having flowers just kind of draping over and coming into the center of the wreath. Again, just like they'd be in nature. You guys see me batting there? I have glue strings. I'm not batting at flies. There really is something there. All right, let me see if I got that right here. Like it? Okay, now we'll start on the other side here. when you're putting your stems in, you should feel just a little bit of resistance. You don't want it to be so loose that it's just going to fall out. A little bit of resistance. Shouldn't be super tight either, but all right, let's see. Last one here, but I'm going to have to check this placement again here. There we go. Okay. All right, so that's what we have so far. Okay. All right, now I also have, like I said, I just have a few of these. I thought I had another bush, and this is not even a whole bush. It looks like I borrowed from it. I was really wanting to use these, but I just don't have enough. I don't think. These ranunculus has kind of the pink center to it. I think those would be so pretty, but I don't have enough. So I'll put those off to the side. I do have these cone flowers though. I wanted to bring in just a little bit more of the green. And a different texture. I think those would be pretty. Let me try one on here before I commit myself. I said I had my heart set on those others, but again, we're working with what we have. Yeah, and then I'd get, after the live, then I'd look and there'd be all kinds of comments and questions and stuff that I had no idea were there. So, all right, let's try this here. Like I said, I sure wish I had enough of those. Let me try this. Yeah, I just don't think I have near enough. All right, give up on those, Teri. Keep on going back to them. So let's try these. I'm going to just place these just like I did the other. I'm not going to use nearly as many. I just want just a little bit more of a texture or a different texture and bring in some of the green. So we'll just put a few of those there. Then I also have all those other flowers too we can use. Let's put one maybe down here. Underneath, I always like something, kind of a little surprise, kind of peeking out there. No, I don't like that there. Okay, that'll work. I just need to trim off this great big stem. And the leaf. I'm going to go ahead and glue them in while I'm at it. I'm sure I want them, so. I just stuck that glue right there on that stem or on that petal, but if you get it off right away, it'll come right off. Okay, stay up there. Okay, let's see. I'll probably come back and put another one up there, but I want to work on the bottom now. So Teresa says she needs it in North Carolina. Well, it can be yours. I always put a link to the post, or I put a post in the comments with a link to purchase if you want. It is for sale. I always put a link in the comments where you can go right to the Etsy shop and purchase if you want it. If not, I just keep it here and I look at it for a while. Look at it, or post it in Etsy. I go back and I fill any holes in the next day, and then take the photos and such and put it on Etsy. All right, so let me see. I think I want one of these back here too, but I'm going to put some here first. Sorry guys, I know you're looking at the back of my head here, but trying to get that in there. I'm going to have to... What is going on here? Oh. Okay, with as much trouble as I had getting that in, I am not taking it out. I'm just going to take some glue and squirt it on there and put some moss over the top of it. It was just going to go in that one spot, no place else. There we go. Love how light and airy this feels. So pretty, pretty, pretty. All right, so we need one hanging straight down, and then I'll bring some over this way too, just a couple. So I'm not going to put a whole bunch. I want the star of the show to be the cosmos. This is just kind of a highlighter or an accent. All right, I need to find the other stem of those. I appreciate that. You guys are very sweet. Okay, let's bring a couple of them down here, one of them right through here. Anybody have big plans for the weekend? I'm going to watch my granddaughter play basketball tomorrow in the morning, and then in the evening, my husband and I celebrate our anniversary. 5 years. We've been together a lot longer. Let's see, how long? Been together 11 and a half years, been married 5. We're going to go out to dinner. I'm ready. We're going to go back to the same restaurant we had our first date. Thought that was going to be sweet. All right, I want to bring one kind of back here in the back also. Okay. All right, I still want to put that one back there. And then I'm going to turn it toward me and kind of see what we've got. I had one more. Oh, here. No, that's not it. There it is. God, I started panicking. I thought I knew I had one more. Yeah, he's a good guy. I was very, very lucky to catch him. Okay, I'm wanting one right back in this area, almost hidden from the, or with the bow, but just kind of peeking right there. So I'm going to turn it toward me. Let's see how long I need that. I'm going to trim off just a little bit more. I've got a gluey mess back here, guys. All these stems are getting stuck. There we go. Gosh darn. That's too high. Gosh darn. Okay. I got a big glob of glue back here whenever I put a stem in a while ago, and it's made it to where everything's kind of glued up together. There we go. That's better. Okay, like I said, I just wanted that just barely peeking up there. Bring it up just a hair. Like I said, I kind of want it kind of like a surprise, like it's peeking out like it's not supposed to be there. Okay. All right, I'm going to turn it toward me now and kind of see what we need. I worked up a sweat on that one, you guys. I almost feel like I could use another Cosmo right here. But I'm going to wait on that. Let's put just a few greens in there now. I still do have, actually I've got this baby's breath that might bring in a lot of greenery. Let me see what that looks like. Oh, Donna, you bought this? Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it is pretty. I love it. I love these colors. You know, pink is one of my colors. I just love it. We'll get a little bit more touch of pink in there. No, I don't like that. Abort, we're not going to use that. Let's add some more greenery. I've got two others that I wanted to use. I have this more of a shorter bladed, kind of a wispy grass. I think that would be a good filler. I think this is going to be too long for what I'm wanting to do. I just want to fill in some of these holes now. I'm going to go right back there where I had that pink flower. Yeah, I like that. Bring it. I'm just going to go through now and I'm going to fill in some of these holes. You can't push, you can't move this. I wish I could move this up and down. I could tear it into two pieces if I wanted to, and we might for part of it, but I'm not going to right now. We'll just go ahead and start filling in some of the background. Yeah, Donna, this will be beautiful for you. I really love it. Okay, now I think I am going to break up a short one to put right in here underneath these flowers. Just a little piece, a little short piece. Sneak it right up underneath of there. Then we need another piece right in here, about the same size. Yeah, I do, Nancy. Actually, I have two more stems right here of the cosmos. Like I said, I was thinking about one right back here, but I want to get the greenery and then make a decision. Yeah, I try, usually when I see those, oh, I need another one. When I see those, I buy all of them. And that's what I did. I found them at a local flower shop here in town. Because when I went to market, they did not have them at, actually Select Artificials is where I bought them before, but they did not have them this year. They had some similar ones, but not these. Okay, all right, I think that grass was just the right touch. All right, we need a little bit up here. Oh, good, Teresa. Teresa's got that same sign. I tell you, it was a tough sign, I thought, to match. With the polka dots and such, and I didn't want just plain solid ribbons, but this polka dot is perfect. All right, I'm gonna turn this toward me so I can get this right where I want it. Oh, this is that place that was tough to get it in. Let me turn it here. And Donna, I promise that glue mess will be picked up. I don't leave my wreaths like that. It'll be cleaned up before you get it, Donna. Okay. Got it kind of spreading out this greenery here too. Don't want it just all bunched there. There we go. All right. All right, now let's start working on the bottom here. It looks completely empty down there now compared to the top. My table's a mess. Thank you. Yeah, it was a fluke. Like I said, I was just working on an Easter project with that ribbon, and all of a sudden it dawned on me. It was perfect. All right, let's start back here. And these stems are really thin right here, but I've added so many objects into the grapevine that the grapevine's tightened up. So we don't have to pick it. Hope I have another one of these bushes. I do. Okay, good. Let me get that other bush. I'll save this short one. I'll probably need to bring it in here somewhere. Oh, Julie says you're ordering some of those tonight. Well, good luck. I don't know if they have them yet. Like I said, they did not have them when I was at market, but I hope they do. This is kind of a short stem, and with it hanging down here on the bottom, I'm gonna go ahead and put a pick on that, just so it has enough to grab on there. I don't want it falling out. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to pick a couple of these. All right, I need another little piece of moss, just to cover up the glue. And that moss also helps to secure that stem in there, where it's not going to be as likely to come out. All right. All right, I'm going to turn it toward me for a second and see where we need. Need a little bit back here. Right here. Actually, I think right in here, I want to add just a little bit more of this boxwood. I don't want to just pack it in. If I start packing it in with this, it's going to get too dense. And I want it more light and airy. And I'm just going to do one stem at a time so I can place them exactly where I want them. Maybe right back here. It's just a little bit light. Oh, and I forgot about my tails here. You guys, I forgot all about them. I'm going to put just a little bit of the grass right in here. We've got kind of a hole. Got kind of a hole right here. And I just want a little short piece. I've got it sitting somewhere. There it is. Let's see. I still have kind of that hole there. You know what I'm going to do though? Let me see what I can do with these tails. This, I'm going to just let just a few of them kind of drape here. I would like to bring a couple of tails right through this area. Let me see. Maybe right in there. Ooh, that'd be pretty. I'm just putting a pick on them so we can have something to hang them with, to actually secure it into the wreath. Okay. All right, and we'll come back and we'll cover that up with something. Let's see. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's see. I think about the only place I need to fill in is right here, right over where I put that ribbon tail. Just going to kind of go right over the top of these ribbon tails. Okay. All right, now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to trim those tails. Do need just a little bit more green right here too. We're getting there, guys. Right, and I'm going to go right behind the bow there. Back here. Actually, I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to cut it in 2 pieces. Okay. All right, now I'm going to work on the tails. We're almost done. Sally's wanting to know if this is going into the Etsy shop. It is. I think somebody's already bought it. I think Donna bought it. But you might check, Sally. But thank you. And like I said, I don't have any more of this ribbon. I guess I could try to find some more. But isn't that pretty? Pretty, pretty. All right, I'm going to turn it this way, work on these tails over here. Want these kind of long. And that ribbon, the pink polka dot, or the green polka dot, it was just enough. Right. I want to put one more pink Cosmo up there. I think we need one just right, well, maybe. Let me look here. I think so. Right there, and I feel like I need one right there. But I've got these two together. Let me see if that's going to look right. I think I'm going to do it. Donna, I hope you like Cosmos. We're going to have a lot of them on here. I like that it's just kind of a, I don't know, it's not like in your face here, pointing this way. I like that it's kind of a hint of it. I think I'm going to stop there. I think I'm going to stop there. I still feel like I need to do some fixing on the greenery down here. I like it up here. I'm going to have to do some work down here, but I'm not going to do it tonight. I think I'm going to come back to it tomorrow and work on it. And I had all these other florals I was thinking about using, but I don't think I want to. I think I like it just the way it is. You know, we could have added something like these. Whoops. These little thistle berries, but I think it looks fine just the way it is. So, yeah, like right here to me, the greens look a little dense. I need to kind of break those up. Maybe bring a little bit more right over in this area. But like I said, thank you so much. I really, truly appreciate all your kindness and you guys hanging out with me, giving me some conversation. And as I said, you know, this was listed in my Etsy shop, but Donna luckily got it. Is going to be hanging it on her door with the rest of her Cosmos. And I will be going live again Sunday in the evening. I don't know what we're going to make. I'm sure it's going to be something fun, though. I don't know. We haven't made a deco mesh live lately, so it might be something like that, or maybe an arrangement. But probably won't be a floral grapevine. And be sure and let me know if there's anything I can do for you. And have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch you Sunday. All right, bye-bye.